Okay guys, so in this tutorial I'm gonna tell you like how to build a Node.js API, and basically I'll tell you like how to do authorization, authentication, validation, how to use JWT routes, and like a password encryption and everything, because we need everything in one app. We have to have these things. So like validation is used for just checking the type of data we are accepting. Like suppose someone is sending email but the email is wrong, but like someone has sent 123 only email, so we'll validate whether it's a real email or not. And we won't be using any like scratch coding. We'll be just using packages like happy js and all that, so where we just give the input and it will tell us. And then we'll do authentication, authenticate like whether the user is logged in or not using the JWT. Then we'll do authorization. Suppose a user is logged in but we will show only his detail, not other person details. Then we gonna use password encryption. Like we won't save password, like someone is sending the password as 123456, so we won't save that data into the database as 123456. We encrypt it and after that we save. So we're gonna use MongoDB also. So I guarantee you, if you watch the whole tutorial, you'll learn how to do that. Okay, so let's just get started. So currently I'm in an empty folder. So we'll install some libraries. So we need Express, NodeMon for keep it running, Mongoose, course if you are using a front end but not required in this, but still I'm using. And one more thing, for now, yeah, that much is enough. Okay, we need happy also for validation. Let me check the happy js. I- happy js npm happy, yeah. So we need to install this also, happy. So see, installation 408, so it's installed so much. So let me just check. Okay, install. So let me npm install happy also. Okay, yeah, basically everything is installed. So let's just get started. Not started, just okay. So let me open with code. Okay, so let me just delete this thing. Don't save. Okay, so we are here. So let me just make the little bit bigger size. Okay, it's already bigger. And let me, yeah, so I think it's clearly visible. So let me just make an index file, index.js. So now we'll import all the thing. Express equals to require express. Then we'll do constant cost equals to require cost. Then we'll do constant mongoose. No, mongoose not required here, I think. In another page we'll import it. And anything else not required, I think, yeah. So now we'll do uh, constant app is equals to require, not required, it's express. Then we'll do app dot use course. Okay, then we'll say app dot listen port 4040, not 4, yeah. Then after that we'll make a function and print console dot log up and running at port 4000. Yeah, okay, everything's fine. I haven't done anything here, like, looks like. So let me just start it. Nodemon index.js. Okay, it's up and running. So we will build routes firstly. So what is route? If you don't know, like suppose I'm using this, like how you build routes, you do app.get and you do like this. Okay, and whatever your request response is, and you do like this and you make a whole thing. Okay, like whole your code. But what if you have 10 APIs? I'm just talking about 10, not 20, 30. Like normally we have 20, 30 APIs in a normal app, but I'm just talking about 10 APIs. So these 10 APIs will fill whole your page with 20,000 line, and you will be confused like where am I or what is I'm doing. You will totally get confused. So that's why we use routes, like which is called router in Express. So let's just, yeah, so let's just make a new folder. We'll make it router routes, and here we'll make a file called register.js. So firstly we're gonna register user, so that's why we are using register.js. So yeah, so we'll say constant router equals to require express dot router. So router is inbuilt with the express only, we don't have to install, so you can just write this. After that we'll do router dot get, and we'll make the URL as a base URL only, and we'll change the URL in the index page. I'll tell you how. Then we'll take request comma response, and we'll let it be post because we'll be posting data for the registration. Then what we'll do, router dot post, and so firstly we'll be just sending back the data. Sorry for that. Res dot send, and we'll say running on slash register. Okay, so it's normal. I'm just returning back the data. So but how do I import it here? So what we'll do module dot exports equal to router. Okay, and we'll import it from here only. So what we'll do, we'll say, right, let me write routes. We'll say constant, let me name it register. You can name it whatever you want, but register will be okay because we are registering user. And we'll say require, we'll use that file inside routes slash register, and we'll say app.use. So on which URL we want it? So we want it on register. Okay, and what is the name? Page name regis. What is going here? Yeah. So what I'm doing is simply I'm just importing this register page, and here I'm telling, okay, whenever someone hit the URL register, just go this to register page. So it will just jump on this register page, and it will go to, it will search for URL, because you can have like multiple URLs like this, and it will have ABC. So if you are did like register slash ABC, so it will come here. If you have done like slash register only, so it will come here. Okay, so let me just close it. So here it will come and response like running on slash register. Okay, so let me just open the Postman. So if you don't know Postman, you can just download it, like it's very basic. Download Postman. Yeah, so it's very basic, like used for testing APIs. Why it's not opening, bro? Okay, so you can just download it. I've already downloaded and installed. And one more thing, there's one thing called Thunder client, so you can use that only because it's super lightweight and easy to use. It's inbuilt in what do you call, Visual Code only. You can install this plugin, but I'm going to teach you with Postman because you are much familiar with that, like most people are. I don't know you are familiar with or not. So we'll have, it's running on localhost 4000, and slash register will hit. So let's see, and we'll do the post request. Okay, what response? Okay, running on slash register. Okay, we send the request, it came here on slash register. Okay, we go to that page. Okay, it's like response back. Okay, so that's pretty much basic, so now we'll send our data to check whether we can receive the data or not. So for incoming to body JSON, yeah, raw, and we'll say name John. So we have curly braces to name John. We are sending normal. Okay, and here we'll console it and check console.log request.body. Okay, I suppose we'll get an error or something like that, but it won't print. Yeah, so let's just open this and send it. Undefined. So why it's undefined? We are sending the data and data comes in body only. So what they have, we are not using body parser any. So for body parser, you don't have to solve body parser first thing. You'll do just app.use express.json. But that's it. No need of installing body parser and all that stuff. Just use express.json is inbuilt body parser of express and just save it. Now just go here and now we'll extend it. Okay, send it. Yeah, see we got name John. If you can see it, yeah. Again send it. Again name John. Again send in, again name John, and we'll get a response running on register. Okay, so it's simple, basic, nothing much. So now we want to create a database. So I mean, we want to create a database in the MongoDB from where we'll be fetching the data or storing the data also. For that, let's just go to the MongoDB. You can see bunch of tutorial like how to use MongoDB. So we'll just go to connect and connect with Mongo shell, and we'll just copy this. So this is what you need. Okay. I think I forgot my password. Like I was saying that dash username, run your string in command line. Okay, it's same like this only, I think. Okay, sorry, it's not with Mongo shell, it's with Mongo connect your application. So we'll just copy it, and here we'll come to index page and like use that for connection. So firstly we'll require mongoose also. We'll say constant mongoose equals to require mongoose. Okay, yeah, and yeah, that's pretty much. So what we'll do, we'll create the connection. Okay, connection. Okay, you can use .env also, but for the tutorial I'm just directly writing it here only. So what we'll do, constant connection underscore URL, and here we'll paste the connection URL. So here I have to put the password. What's my password is, let me just check my password. Yeah, and what's my database name is my first database, and everything is same. Yeah, nothing to change here. Yeah, okay. So now you it's a connection URL. Now we'll make the connection. Okay, so here we'll write the connection. For that we'll do mongoose dot connect, and here what we'll do, we'll put the connection URL. So and then we'll use some body parser because it requires, otherwise it will like throw warnings and error. So for that we'll use new URL parser true. Then we're gonna use unified topology, and we'll set it as true, and we'll do use, okay, that I will tell you afterwards. So we'll use these two things, connect, and after that its connection will say make a function and say console.log connected to database. Okay, let me just check the window. It's not okay, connected to database. So our connection is working fine, everything is working fine. So let's just build a like schema for saving our users. So for that schema we can just build a, would make a folder called, not inside that, we'll just on the root we'll say models, and inside we'll say user.js, and in user.js we'll say constant mongoose equals to require mongoose, Yeah, then we'll say constant user schema. So because we'll gonna build schema, user schema like name and password, email, that's what. So we'll say new mongoose dot schema, and here we'll just define it name. Then we'll say string, it's capital S, sorry, yeah, string. Then we'll say email, that's also an string. Then we'll say password, that also an string. Then we'll say okay, everything okay. Okay, name, email, and password. Okay, so we can put date also, it will be automatically created. For date we'll say type date, and default, if we are not sending date, so our its default behavior will be like automatically just get the date dot now, whatever date is current, and just send that. Okay, it like date dot now will get the current timestamp and like save it, default it. Okay, so now we'll export it. We'll say module dot export equals to mongoose dot model. So we'll export it as called user. Okay, our model name will be user. Okay, and what schema is user schema. Okay, so let's just save it, so everything is like perfect. Okay, so let's just go to register, and like whatever data is coming from the body, we have to save it. Okay, but one thing I want to tell you, like for the validation, suppose the username is sending a b or c, like suppose he's sending name as abc, so that's not a real name. At least the name should be of 6 letters, like we should be like too much good to require like at least his name should be 6 letters. Or someone is sending email as xyz at the rate xyz, so that's not an email, obviously everyone knows. So we'll validate that also before before we push data into the database. So now we'll just remove it, and we'll say okay, yeah. So here we'll say validating data. Okay, so for validation we'll make a new file here only. We'll say what, we'll say validation dot js. Okay, so in validation js we'll say constant joy equals to require at the rate happy, happy slash joy. This thing I have installed in the starting only, happy joy, so we're gonna use that. Then we'll create a function constant register validation. So I'm calling it register validation because we're gonna register for the register, we're gonna validate it, so that's why. And here we'll pass the data coming from the body, so whatever the data will come from here will pass it to this. Okay, so it will cache the data. Then here we'll call constant schema equals to joy dot object, and we'll create like this, and we'll say name. So name, it will automatically cache the name. Okay, like if your input tag have a field called name, so it will automatically check. Okay, name tag should have at least 6 letters and maximum 8 letters, so it will automatically check, we don't have to write it. So what for they will do, joy dot string. Firstly we'll say it should be a string, not a number. Then we'll say it should be minimum of 6 letters, and the maximum of we'll make it 12, not more than 12. Okay, and it should be okay. Afterwards I tell you there is one more thing, so that can you can see the power of object, joy object. Then for the password, no, email, I'll go for email. Then for the email, joy dot string, like it's same, yeah, I'm just copying it. Okay, and for the what do you call, name, email, password. Yeah, password. No, for the email it's joy.email. Sorry guys, email. Yeah, for the password it will be same. Okay, yeah, it will be string, minimum string, maximum 12. Okay, yeah. So after that we'll return this schema after validating. Return the schema dot validate data. So what we are doing, we are just creating a function and creating an object of our data. Then we are validating that with the joy and returning it. Okay, so that's pretty much we are doing. And on the return, we'll get it from here. Okay, so for that we have to export the module also. Module dot exports dot register validation equals to, we name it as register validation only. And here we'll just catch the, firstly we have to import that constant, what we'll say, uh, register validation, and we'll import it from require validation, no, dot slash validation, file validation. Okay, so let's just save it. Let me see it's working or some error. Okay, some error I thought of. Can't find module slash validation. Okay, it's in the this only. If I think I have made a mistake. Yeah, let me just save it. What? Can't find module happy joy. Okay, file is accepting but happy joy it's can't find module. So why happy, let me check whether I have installed the correct or not. At the rate happy slash joy, because joy they have dated there something. So open in new tab. Okay, this is what is. Okay, so we guys, okay, you have to copy it and we have to go here and just close that. Npm install at the rate happy slash joy. Okay, and installing. Okay, boom, everything is running, connected to database. Okay, everything is running fine. Okay, where were we? Yeah, so in register, after that what we'll do, we'll pass the data to the registrator validation. So we'll say constant if the error comes from back from that, and we'll pass the register validation, and we'll pass request dot body. And if error, we'll say res return res dot send 400, it's called return 400 dot send error. Okay, so yeah, so what, there's some error again. Yeah, what is it? Yeah, okay, it should be a bracket not a curly braces. So what I'm doing, let me tell you again, explain you why it's two time importing this thing. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm just importing this function, joy function, here in the registered page. Then I'm sending in in that function, I'm sending the request dot body. So all that input we are getting, and it will come here and it will check whether the name has six, minimum 6 line, maximum 12, and its email and password is there. It will check and it will send back an error, or if it will an error, if it not an error, that we can go forward. If it's an error, we just return back the error, what's the error is. So let's just save it and see if it's running. Yeah, let's just test it. So we'll say name John. So let me just send it. Okay, there's some error. Joy.email is not a function. Okay, it's ran, but there is something called joy.email is not a function. Okay guys, for that we have to like use this, not just joy.email. It was like joy.email, but we don't have to use directly like this. It's a little bit complicated. We have to write joy.string.email tlds allow for. So it's like this. So you can just copy it and just I'll just saving it. Let me just check. Up and running. Now if I send it, bad request. So it's sending me bad request. So what's the error? Res.send status. Okay, see, we are sending back the status only. So here we'll go rest dot will set the status. Okay, set the status for handle. Yeah, now we'll just run it. See, now we got the error, like it cached data came here in request body, gone here, validated whether everything is perfect or not, and came here, it found an error. Okay, there was an error and it has sent me back the error. So what error we got? What it's telling? Name. So see, we don't have to write these things ourselves. So it's telling name length must be at least 6 characters long. So what is telling? Name, we have tell the name should be at least 6. So that's we are telling. So we don't have to write these things. But there is one thing more, we are getting so much of data for one error. Like we just want the error, not just a whole bunch of data. So see, if it's under details, then under message, and it's the first message, so we just want that only. Just give us that one, not this whole bunch of things I don't need in the front end. So what we'll do, we'll just do send dot error dot details, then we'll say 0, then we'll say message. Now just save it. Now if I say send, the name length must be at it. So I'll just got the message. Okay, this is the message. So let me just wrap it in a, what do you call, object, so you can access it easily on the front end. Okay, but did you notice one thing? If you haven't, let me tell you, I'm not sending email and password, but still it's not throwing an error. See, if I just send back 6 characters total, John AB, so it's like 7 now. If I send it, so firstly we have to send the response also. If there is not error, so we'll say rest return rest dot send success. Okay, we'll just success, it's not an error. Okay, so let me just show you. It will just return from there only if there is error, so it just return from there. But what if I have, okay, everything is fine, and okay, so it's showing success. But what, I haven't sent the email and password, so what are you sending me success for? So we have to use one thing called required. So that's the way, like, okay, anyhow you have to send this data, so that's called as required. So it's now it will send a request as false, like you don't have this data, so please send that back. So if I send it again, email is required. It's so simple. So we'll just write the email also, and we'll say email. Then what we'll check, we'll say SYOS, so like that only. So we want to check the error, and for the password we'll say Xeno codes. Okay, so let me just send it. Email must be a valid email. See, it automatically checks whether the email is a valid email or not. So let me just do @gmail.com. Okay, success. Okay, so it's sending me success. So there are multiple options in Joy. You can just go to their website and check, like for password also you have multiple options. You can just go to their website and check out. If I start explaining Joy, it will take a whole time, but like you got the brief instruction now only how it's validating. So okay, so everything is validated now, everything is done. Now we want to send the data, like upload the data to the MongoDB. But there's one more thing, we have to also check whether the data is already on the MongoDB or not. So for that we have checking if email is present or not. If email is present or not, we have to check whether the email is present or not. Like someone has registered and again registering, so it should throw an error like you have already been registered your email, or you have not been but your email someone has registered with the email. Okay, so for that we need to require schema, constant schema, not the schema, we just require, I think yeah, we need the require schema user equals to require, and it's under model slash user. Okay, okay, so if we'll check it like user, we'll say constant email exist equals to await, we'll say await, just await it user. So we have to make it async for because we are awaiting it, async await user dot find, and we'll say one, and we'll say email, and email is in the request dot body dot email. Okay, so if there is an email in the body, this will automatically throw an error, so it won't come here. So after that let me just print what we'll get, console dot log email exist. Okay, or let me just return it. Okay, return res dot send. So we'll just send back this. Okay, let me just save it and check me with the, it's running fine. Okay, this model dot user. Okay, user, let me just do user dot js, user schema, it's called user schema only, and we are here in the register required that dash. Okay, its folder name is models. I'm making so silly mistakes, so damn on me, yaar. Type date. Okay, okay, there's like should not date, it should be capital letters. Okay, just make it capital. Yeah, so now it's up and running, everything is fine, and it will check whether the email exists and it will send back the whatever the result is. So let me just send it. So it's empty, like there is no, like there is no, what do you call, like there is no data. Okay, if there was emails, it will have sent me the true, like it will register and see. Okay, so okay, so we'll check if email exists. Now let me just make it back, and we'll check if email exists. So we'll check. Okay, if the email exists, return res. So please write return in every statement before response, because if you won't write return, it will send back the response, then come to the another line. So return is basically for that, like just don't go afterwards, like just stop here. Okay, we'll say return res dot status 400, like bad request dot message, then we'll dot send message already registered. Okay, otherwise we'll return, if everything is fine, we'll return success. Okay, so let me just check it. Success. So like there is no email in the database, you can just grab it. So now we can send the data to the database, but there's one more thing, we have to hash the password. Like we just can't use someone's password in the database, because suppose there are 10 employees in the company and one is like using the database, like handling the database, and he can easily see anyone's password and just like do anything, like you can do multiple things nowadays. So for that we also need to like hash the password. For that we'll use a library, or what do you call, package. I'm used to call library because in Python we call it library, so I have used a lot of Python work, so that's why from my mouth it always comes library instead of package. So we'll install npm install, let me just package name. Okay, it's like bcrypt bcrypt js. Let me just show you also bcryptjs. So yeah, this is the package bcrypt.js. So you can just install this npm install bcrypt.js. So like it's successfully installed. Let me just install my server. Everything's fine. So let me just go to the server and hash the password. For before that we have to like import it also. For that we'll say constant bcrypt equals to require bcrypt.js. Now we'll hashing the password. So see, I have commented everything so you can understand better, so there won't be any like problem. So for that we'll say constant salt equals to require, not required, it should be await bcrypt dot generate salt, and it will show 10. Okay, so what it does basically, it will generate a random string and use that to hash the password. So we can like show you also res.send and return, let instead of success let me return generation of salt. Okay, so it will just return a, okay, so it will just return a random string. I don't know what is string. Say it's just a random string, and it will be used to hash our password. So let's just go back there. So after generating the salt, we'll say constant hashed 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 password equals to await bcrypt dot hash, and we wanna hash equals dot body dot password comma salt. So what here I'm doing, I'm telling okay, generate a salt from bcrypt and hash the password, and password bcrypt dot hash, password is my this whichever is coming, and salt generated salt. So now this hash password will save it. So let me just show you the hash, how it will look like. Hash password, I mean you can't understand what is it, you'll be like whoa what it is. Yeah, so I'm sending Xeno code, and let's just see what hash become. See, it's so much bigger, you just can't do anything. Now it's the time we'll push the data to the database. Now everything is fine. So now one question maybe in your mind, like then how will check someone is telling their password, like then how will get the, well how they'll match. So we'll use this bcrypt only, we'll get the original password and the password on their database and match them whether they are matching. If they are matching, let go them, like go forward, otherwise just send an error. So now we'll send the into the database. So for that we'll say what we'll write, saving create user saved creating nahin, saving in database, saving in database, and slash slash creating a user. Okay, so it's pretty much basic. So now what we'll do, constant user equal, don't make this capital U, okay, it should be small. Constant user, we'll say new user, and then we'll say name request dot body dot name, and for email we say request dot body dot email, and for password we'll say password request dot body dot password. After that we'll say user dot save, and we'll say await uh, constant saved user equals to await. Yeah, so what we are doing, constant, yeah, So what we are doing after creating an object of the user schema, we are sending user.save and we are saving it in this user constant, then awaiting for the result. When the result come, we'll say return rest dot send user saved user. Okay, and we'll make a status 200, like you everything was success. So until now everything is fine. Let me just save it and it's running. Let me go to the database and show you collections. So collection, so see it's empty currently, so let me just post it, and as soon as we hit it, everything's going okay. See everything, we got it. So we say data is the time, I think timestamp. This is the ID MongoDB generates. Then we got the name, we have email, password. So let me just check it whether we have got it here or not. Refresh. Okay, we got it under the user schema. See, we have got it. Now if we again send it, unpromised type as though is not a function. Okay, res dot status for acha ye I have used like this dot set. Okay, let me just res dot status dot for. Okay, now it's running. Okay, I have done res dot status and again status. Okay, now let me just send it. Okay, already registered. Like why am I getting this error? Like, so why I'm getting this error? Because I have already told check whether the email already exists here or not. If exists, just send the message back like as already registered. The user is already registered and it won't go forward. So that's why you always use return, otherwise it will just go forward. Return means just stop there and go backwards. Okay, not backward, just end it. So now see everything is so fine. Everything now if we make a mistake in this email, firstly we'll get the email error. Uh, okay, it's look fine for the email. If we do remove this at the rate Gmail only, we write email must be a valid email. Okay, so this is the way it's working, like validating whether the all the data inputs are correct, then checking whether the email is present, then hashing the password, then saving it in the database. So let me just go to the reset it. There should be two. See, this has an ID of SYUSSS and this Y has a gmail.cm, not com. Okay, it has com and so different email IDs. So now comes the another part for the login. For login, we obviously use JWT, or let me make it. Okay. So for login, what we'll do, we'll create a new route called login.js. Login.js. So for that, we need to here import it also. For now, every route is coming on here. So now we'll say constant login equals to require, then we'll say routes, then we'll say login. Okay, and what we'll say app.use, and we'll say slash login. So whenever someone come to slash login, just serve the login page. Okay, so see, super clear and super easy. So we'll in the login page for login, what we need to install that what do you call JWT, also JWT and PM package. Let me just check it. What is not JAD, bro? JWT, and okay, it's called npm install JSON web socket. Let me just copy it. There's error. From where I'm getting this error? Okay, I have imported it, but I haven't used the. Okay, let me just tell you what's there. I have used. Sorry, let me just close this index. Okay, I have used this login page, but login page is empty, so it's error like there is no router. So we'll just make it. Firstly, we install it. npm install JSON web token. JSON WEB TOKEN. JSON web token. Okay, everything's fine. and it's installing. Okay, and it's successfully installed. Okay, then we'll go here back in the login page. Now we'll just install, go for the login part. Okay, so something are same, like we'll just copy Bicrypt we need, user model we need, then the validation we need, but login validation, not this validation. We'll go to login page and we'll copy, because a router, and we'll say router, everything same. Here will not login, we make a login validation. For login also, like we'll check whether there is password or email present or not. So that's pretty much basic. Yeah, you, and then we'll got the user, then the Bicrypt. So let me just go to the validation and make the login validation. So for that we'll make another, let me just copy this whole of it, another function, and this time we'll call it login validation, login dot login validation. Okay, now here what we'll check, whether the email is perfect. We don't need name, we need email and password, and check like whether there is email and password. Okay, and we'll just save it. Okay, now let's just get started with the email part. So I think we need JWT also. So constant JWT equals to require JSON web token. So that's it for now. So now let's just start it. So we'll say router dot post. So it should be a slash, no, not dot slash only, because we are doing slash login here only. And after that we'll get request comma response. Now firstly what we'll do, validation. Okay, so for validation we'll just go to a star and copy this thing. Okay, we'll come here and paste it here. Okay, so for instead of register we use login. Okay, we'll data will come and we'll check for the login with whether everything is fine or not, like data is proper. Okay, now after that what do we need? We'll need to check whether the email is present or not. Like for login also you need to check whether the email is present or not present. Okay, for that also we'll just copy it and paste it here, and we'll call like email, and in this time we'll say not. Okay, like if email not exist, then send an error, like not exist, not existing user. Okay, it's same, like firstly we'll do the login validation, like everything's proper, then we'll come to email, then we'll find the email. If email is present, then it will just go forward, and if not, like if email is not present, just send an error like user not present. Then we'll validate the password, validating password. Okay, now here we'll use salt only, because Bicrypt we have taken. Then we'll say constant valid pass, and we'll say await Bicrypt or whatever you call dot compare. Now we are comparing the passwords, the password which is came and with the user password. So what I'm doing here, I'm getting the email. Okay, I'm getting the email, then after that yeah, it's it not an email, it's whole user only. It's we am getting the whole user data. Okay, okay, so what I'm doing here, I'm telling okay, find a user with the same email, like whatever email he's sending. If the user not present, like there is empty object, just throw an error bad, not existing user. If the email is present, so email should have a password also, like user should have a password also in that user. So let me just firstly just console it and show you what we'll get. Console, return it, return response dot send user. Okay, and these I think, let me just make it as null. So we'll, let me just show you what we'll get. And if I go to slash make a new route, because maybe we need again this register to test, and we'll say post, and in ref we'll get the JSONs. Yeah, then we'll say email. We'll just copy the same email and password. Let me just copy it. Okay, and just send it. I think there's some error, could not get response. Okay, I haven't started the server. Await. Okay, it's not async. Okay, async async. Okay, let me just save it. Now what the error is? Okay, I have to export the router also. Module dot exports equals to router. Yeah, everything is running fine. So let's just test it. Name is required. So why name is required? I'm sending to register because make it login. Okay, so now just test it. Email must be a valid email. So basically it's telling email must be a valid email, because this time we haven't got our email registered, because Gmail got an error. So we'll at the rate Gmail will do .com and just send it. So see, we have got all the data back. So what have it done? Firstly, checking for the validation login, like a email and password present. After that, it's checking with whether the person or a object is present with this email or not. If present, I'm just sending the user back. Okay, you can see it's got name, it's got email, it's got password. So we'll use what, I haven't sent the hash password. Why is showing the password directly? Let me go to user register. Okay, sorry guys, I'm just directly saving the password, not the hash password. So it will be hash hash password, not the, because his is the hash password we want to save, not the original password. Just save it. Okay, now register a new user. I'm register gonna use, and we'll say John at the rate gmail.com. Okay, and we'll register it. So see, this is password we get. Now we'll use John at the rate gmail.com. We use that only. Okay, now we'll send it. So see, we get the password, like this was saved the password. Before, like it was saving the original password. I'm so dumb. See, before it was saving the without hashing, because I'm not finding the, like not inserting the hash password. So see, now it's the hash password. So let's just go to the login page. So we'll getting the data, like now let's just, yeah, now, and after that I'm saying if user is not present, like there is empty, like nothing is there, just send an error, not existing user. So after that we'll validate the password. So for password we'll say await bcrypt.compare. We'll say request dot password, the password user is sending, and whatever the user that password have. So I'm getting this user user password. So this is this. Okay, so just compare with it. Okay, and we'll check if, okay, this await send response as true or false. So if say true, so we'll set, we'll go forward and do JWT stuff. But again, if it's not valid password, if it's not valid pass, then we'll send return rest dot status 400 dot send. Will what do we'll send, we'll send message password wrong credentials, w wrong credentials. Okay, and we'll just save it. and if everything is fine, we return res dot send 200 means okay, everything is fine. So now if we are login, try to log in, see okay, everything's fine, but suppose I'm changing a password in between, like doing it one, and it will wrong credential because tried with the same password whether the password is same or not, and by crypt, and it compared, it found like false. So it will, as soon as false will come, it will say oh, okay, wrong credentials. But one thing more, if this in like if the user is not present, let me change this John 123. If the user is not present, then it will say not existing user, so it won't come here and select for the password, it will just throw an error above only. Now come the JW part, like assigning token. Now we'll say constant JWT create and assign token. Okay, now what we'll say, constant token equals to JWT sign, okay, JWT dot sign underscore ID comma user dot ID. I'm telling you what I'm doing, then they are random string. Okay, so what I'm doing is JWT sign, like sign in the user with this object. So ID and user dot id, so like we get user in when we get check back the email whether the email is present or not, so in that we get the user dot id also. So you can see here in this, see we get this id, object id. So it's like everyone has a unique id that is created by the MongoDB only. So we are using user dot id and saving in an object called id. Okay, and then we are making a random string, like it should be random string, anything that is used to encrypt the details with the user id, and this will create a token. Okay, and then we'll res dot, we'll set that it to header, no not header, I'm just send it to send, we'll say token, and here we'll say token, and we'll say AUTH or token. Okay, I'm send back the token, and let's just save it and show you. And if I do this, but my email not existing user, let me correct this, and code also correct it. Okay, and there's some error I got. JWT is not defined, I think I haven't, okay, this is jet not JWT. Okay, yeah, so now everything working fine. Now send. Okay, we got the auth token. So this token will use to log in. So how will we log in? So let me just tell you how we'll be login. So what we'll do, this we are using user.id as like registering the user. Okay, like for logging in. So when we again want to access some data, we'll say we'll ask for this id. Okay, give me the token. So he will give me the, like that person will give you the token, and from, and will you check with the JWT, and that will give you the id of that person, like whatever the unique thing you have saved, so that will give you the id of that person. And from that I can go here like in JSON and check for the id, like who's have the that id, and will get the data. So it's like little complex maybe sounding to you, but when I'll do it, it will be pretty much clear to you. So for that we have to make a middleware. Okay, so for the middleware, we'll go to routes and we'll call a new file, and we'll say verify token dot js. Okay, so now we'll where is login? Yeah, so we'll just use JWT. Okay, So now once the user has login, after that he wants to access some websites. For that we are doing that JWT, and after, no, let me just make it, yeah, JWT, and we'll say module dot exports equals to function request comma response comma next. So I'll tell you, just watch, I'll tell you what I'm doing. Okay, till now you understand everything, so now also you will understand. We'll creating a function, and we'll say constant token equals to request dot header, and we'll say auth dash token. Okay, so basically what I'm doing, when I will be accessing any, like I'll be accessing my profile, so for that I have to use that token, so I will put that token in my header, so I'll get that token. And if the token is not present, so I'll just say return response dot send token not present. Okay, but if there is token present, now I have to check whether the token or right or wrong. Then I'll to try, then I'll to constant verified equals to JWT dot verify, and we'll say token, this is the token, and you should use this string only to verify also, verify, and we'll post this string here, and we'll attach it to request dot user equals to verified. Then we'll call the next if error catch error, I say res dot send invalid token, invalid token. So let me tell you again also, uh, I'm tell you where I'll use it. For now, like I have a profile page. Okay, so obviously I want to check whether the person has been logged in or not, so I'll use this as a middleware. I know what the middleware does, like I'll tell you. So you are using JSON, so we'll check for the header, like if someone is like trying to access his profile, so he should have header, and it should be have authentication token, because this is a token we get, so we have to put this in the header. So we'll check if the header is present. Okay, then otherwise I'll send response like token not present. Then I'll come to try. Okay, just verify whether the token is verified or not. If the token is verified, so we'll get this ID, this ID we are using. Okay, we'll get that ID, and we'll save it to request.user and do next. I mean wherever you were going. Okay, and if there is error, we'll send invalid token. So now make a profile page and use there, and we'll say profile.js. So now let me just use these things, router. Let me just copy it, all of it, and just delete each and everything one by one. So I don't need validation, I need user. Then I don't need bicrep JWT, I don't need this. And here I'll do profile. Okay, and here I'll do no validation, no email present, no password, no JWT. Okay, okay. So here what I'll do, I'll just do constant verify equals to require, and verify token. Okay, and it will should be a get, we'll make a get request here. Okay, get, and we'll add that middleware here as verify. Okay, okay. So what I'm doing, so whenever someone hit this profile URL, So we'll go to the verify page and verify whether the he have the token. If not, just send an error. If had the token, just verify it. Is the token verified, and get the user ID, and then go next. Next means just go the here, like whatever you wanna do. If we won't do the next, so it will just come here and end, no next. So that's what next use. It's like go to the other middleware. So like that. Now what we'll do, we'll do console.log request.user, because we are saving it in the request.user with a verified token. So we'll do this. So let me just show you how it will work. Or yeah, console may be better, or ref dot send will send the token. Okay, 200. Okay, everything okay. Now we have make this route also. Now we'll make it for profile. We'll say profile app.use slash profile comma profile, and we'll save it. And let me just check. Cannot find verified token. Let me go here. Profile cannot find verified token. Now you can, bro. Yeah, okay. So now let me make a get request to verify token. Get. Let me make it smaller and see what it prints out. I want to go to the profile page. Yeah, let me make it go here, and let me just copy it. Let me change back to login. Okay, yeah, and hit it here, and I want to go to the profile page. Let me see what I get. Error, cannot get profile. What can't you get profile? Router.get slash profile, you can get it, and in the index slash profile routes profile module.export profile. Everything seems pretty fine to me. Router.get module.export index slash profile only. Okay, slash profile, it should be a base. Okay, yeah. Token not present. See, this is a token we are getting after login. So I have, whenever I have sent the get request, okay, get me the my profile detail, send me the token not present, because it came here in the verify part, and it's check for the authentication token in the header present or not. If not present, just send like token not present. So we have to put the token. Okay, so for we'll go to headers, and we'll name it like we have named it auth token. So we'll name it same only, auth dash token. And for now we'll just make a random number to check whether what it will send us back. Invalid token. So now it's checking. Now again it came here and checked for the verification, and it found okay, it was an invalid token. Your token is not verified. Now we'll just copy it, and we'll go to headers. Okay, it should be here. Yeah, we go to headers, paste it. Now just send it. Okay, see, we got the IAT. So what happened? It came here, or it says in the request.user, it has saved in the request.user and said everything okay, go next page, whatever you wanna go. It came here, and in I have printed request.user, and see, we got the ID, and this is the ID we used to save. This is like object ID for every MongoDB database. See, you can see it's same like 60b1, and in the end 12c. Okay, so now we'll use this user ID to get the user details. So what we'll do, we'll do constant user equals to await user dot find one. And how do you want to find one? We'll say underscore id, and we have request dot id dot underscore id, request dot request dot user dot underscore id. With this we'll find the user and send back. Okay, send user. We'll save it. I think there is some error, I'm not sure of. Let me just test it. Okay, we got the data back. So I think you have got everything. Now let me just show you again. So I have logged in with this username john@gmail.com, and we have got with the john@gmail.com only. Okay, because we have got the headers this. But if we log in with some other user details, we'll get that person data and everything. So I think pretty much it. You got the data, like everything, how I am doing it. So you can just go to the GitHub and follow my GitHub profile, so you can know what thing is there in the code. Yeah, so thank you guys.